So I then continued to go through his phone, and then I saw a very emotional message between himself and another woman. When I checked the WhatsApp picture, I recognized this woman because he told me that this was his cousin. And he's been living with his cousin all along.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Is this going where I think this is going?
Probably. Yeah.
No. Nigerian men.
Yeah.
Nigerian men.
The worst.
Ah!
The worst.
Come and look at lie.
Imagine.
Cousin.
Imagine.
Okay. Please.
Yeah.
I need. Yeah.
I know. Okay, so I'm reading this emotional message. I don't want to say word for word what was in the message. It was very private to them. But I've read it and decided to call her. I'm bold. I'm not scared. I'm calling her.
Your chest.
With my chest.
With your chest.
I'm calling her.
Dial that number.
So I'm really polite, and do you know what? She's actually a lovely person. She was very helpful to me in this whole process of trying to
finding
figure
out what's going on.
Going on. So I spoke to her, but surprisingly, she said to me, "Oh, well, this isn't the first time this has happened." And although she was really emotional about it, and she was obviously asking me questions because she wants to know what's been happening.
Yeah.
I was happy to answer, but when she told me this isn't the first time this has happened, I was a bit like, well, why are you still with him, and why is he still living with you? That's me personally. I found that a bit weird.
Let me tell you something. Nigerian men can be at their own wedding and they will be looking for girlfriends. They will be chatting up bridesmaids at their own wedding. You think wife?
Are you joking?
I'm not joking. No shame, fam. Like, I'm sorry to put. I don't mean all Nigerian men. Don't come for me, but I'm not lying to you. But Nigerian men have no chill. They could be happily married and they can't stop themselves. From eyes would just wonder.
I'm really shocked. I mean,
put you onto the tee.
I've heard about Nigerian men and I've experienced them before, but I didn't know that they could be just like that. That's bad.
But where's she from? Do you know where she's from?
So I think she's Nigerian as well.
Yeah, I feel like she might be.
No, she is Nigerian. In fact,
that's
she is
what
Nigerian.
I thought.
So this conversation goes to a point where she's confused about timelines, and then we realise that a year prior to me is when they started. So I've came a year into their relationship.
Was the main chick.
She was the first main.
Or there might even been a main before her. We don't even know.
We don't
even know who the main is really.
And so what we kind of came to a conclusion about is we were trying to consider what would be his reason for these multiple women, because I told her about the previous call.
Yeah.
So she told me that she's got a little girl.
With him?
Not with him.
Okay.
This isn't his daughter. And the little girl wanted music lessons, so the mum decided to get a music teacher for the little girl. Okay. Just. Okay. So the music teacher's come into the house teaching the little girl music. The frog tells the music teacher that the woman who has hired him, i.e. the mother's daughter, is also his cousin. And manages to twist this music teacher around his little finger to the point that they are having sex.
In her home.
In her home.
Wow, she's meant to be teaching.
So basically she brought a music teacher in
to sleep with her boyfriend. She's paying this woman to sleep with her boyfriend.
I never even looked at it about like
wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Wow. Okay.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Probably in her own bed as well. Let's be honest.
No. That's horrible, even to think about.
Did she say why she forgave him then?
No, and I didn't ask too many questions.
Okay.
I didn't want to take it off topic because I still had a full investigation to do.
Okay.
So we kind of rounded it off to the point of we know the timelines, we know he's done it before, And, you know, she's just asking me how I am, and I'm asking her how she is, because
I love that.
this is an emotional thing, and we're women.
You're going through the exact same thing. He's lied to both of you.
Yes, he's lied to both of us, and it wasn't us doing any of the wrongdoing, it was him. And so we finished this conversation, but before we finish this conversation, I've just missed one very crucial point. She mentions to me a name. Say this name is Uncle Toad. Let's keep it all in the same family.
Uncle Toad.
Say this frog is Uncle Toad. She mentions Uncle Toad. And I'm like, did you say Uncle Toad? She says, yes. I said, but I know Uncle Toad. That's Mr. Frog's uncle. She said, no, it's not. I said, what do you mean? I've met him. She goes, no, that's my uncle. As in, the person that Mr. Frog had introduced me to, saying that this was his uncle, was actually this lady's uncle.
Okay, no, I will say that in our culture,
I know,
uncle is uncle.
I know.
Okay.
But I had asked him during our courtship.
Yeah.
What kind of uncle is he? Because I know uncle. There's many uncles, there's many aunties, there's many cousins.
Yeah.
Like, this is just how it is. But he said, no, this is my mum's brother. So he's very clear of who he is.
I'm trying to see if that adds up to cousins. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep all these people.
No, that would make him his uncle.
Mum's brother is his actual uncle.
That would be his actual uncle.
Okay.
Yeah. You took it to a whole new
Yeah,
level.
I'm sorry guys, you know, I'm confused. Carry on.
Okay. So basically I said to her, but I've met
Uncle Toad.
Uncle Toad.
Yeah.
He's invited me round for dinner. He's wanted me to see the kids. He even, like, if me and Mr. Frog have, I don't know, had a little argument or something, he'll call me, try and settle things down. So at this point, this is when it goes off, because this is
her
woman's uncle.
Her own blood.
Yes.
Is uselessing her like this.
It's a whole mess. So for this woman, I feel so bad for her. And then she goes to me, but do you know his mum too? And I say, yeah, I talk to his mum quite often. Like we will like what's the WhatsApp call? We'll WhatsApp call, and if I don't speak to her maybe within the week, she'll text Mr. Frog and be like, oh, I haven't heard from her, I miss her, what's going on with Tanisha, you know, that kind of thing. Why isn't she talking to me? And so she goes, so you speak to her often? I said, yeah, maybe like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. And she said, but she has been to Nigeria to meet the mother. So she has gone to Nigeria to meet Mr. Frog's mother with intentions, I'm guessing,
obviously,
of it being a formal thing where it's like, I'm gonna be with.
I'm just.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
You know that security I was talking about earlier, where you've met the family in like your lives are incorporated.
Yeah.
Come see, this whole family are using styles to dribble both of you. They are hustling you guys. They're in on the con.
They're in on it.
They're in on the con, man.
But what's the benefit? That what? So there must be. We're still trying to figure it out. But we've got a few things in mind that it could be. We'll come to the end. We'll come to the end. We'll make those points at the end. I think that hit her hard. That hit her hard. That not only her uncle. So at this point she was obviously distraught, and then. Obviously, she still wanted to find out information from me, and then finding out that the mother she's going to go and see in Nigeria, the mother who has known her actually since she was little, because the uncle and the mother, their families know each other from back home.
Oh, the childhood friends.
Right, so childhood friends was also with Mr. Frog and this lady, because they went to the same school together.
Wow.
So this is like a long history, way before I came into the picture. So she comes off the phone now and is obviously calling anyone who she needs to call. I'm carrying on going through the phone, and then I get another call. I thought, I'm going to ignore this number again. There's no name. And then I thought, what am I doing? Tanisha, what are you doing? Answer the call.
This cannot be another woman. No, I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe there is a fourth one out there.
There's another. there's another. So I answer the call, and again, hello.
Mr. Frog, don't worry, I got you.
Mr. Frog. She's saying, is Mr. Frog there? Who's this? And I'm saying, okay, Mr. Frog isn't here, but I am his girlfriend. Who are you? And she just says, oh. And in fact, this woman was quite rude. This woman wasn't very nice like the others. She was a bit like, well, I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to get involved, blah, blah, blah. But I've been seeing him. I said, okay, don't worry about it. He has got other women. You're not the only one. And we're going to leave it here for today. And I ended the call. And that was it. She never called back. She didn't call back.
She didn't call you back.
No.
She called him back. She called him back later. She wants explanations too, damn
Yeah,
it.
exactly. So at this point, I've got all the information I need. I've been through all the messages, different messages. I've been having phone calls with these different women. So I'm now fully loaded with being able to walk out this relationship and be done.
And the whole time my guy's life is falling apart, he's just sleeping like baby in hotel room.
Oh,
see Jesus.
But coming to the end of me being on this phone, I'm getting calls coming through from an 020 number. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I know, because there's so many calls coming through.
Oh, from London. It's him. He's looking for his phone.
Yeah, this is the hotel reception. He's probably at the hotel reception trying to find his phone, see if I'm going to pick up so he can locate me in this room. He didn't, because I didn't answer the phone.
Yeah. Smart girl.
So I went back up to my suite.
Drink away, girl. This tea is... you deserve water. You deserve... Enjoy yourself. This tea is piping hot.
Oh gosh, I can't believe this is my life.
I can't... Honestly, I'm a bit mind blown.
I know. Shocking.
Wow.
Shocking. So I go back up to my room, and he's not there. So I'm just thinking, praise God, to be honest, because I don't even want to have to face him right now. But his stuff is there, so I know he's coming back.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for my car keys because it's still on my mind. I'm checking out today. Like this day, I'm checking out of my hotel. My car is downstairs. How am I going to get home? I need to find my car keys. So I'm looking, and then the door opens.
Mr. Frog, welcome back.
Frog. He enters the room, and at this point I've already put his phone back on the bedside table where it originally was. So he comes in and he's just looking at me, and I'm not looking at him because I can feel him looking at me. I'm just looking through my things trying to find my keys, and then he says, where have you been? And I'm like, oh, I'm just looking for my keys. He said, no. I said, where have you been? I said, it doesn't matter where I've been. I just went, I was in the hotel. I was in a different place of the hotel. He said, oh, so, and he just kept going on. At this point, I just said, it's okay, but I can't find my keys. Can you help me? He's like, okay, I'll help you find your keys. So as he is helping me find my keys, he's getting very angry because inside he's like, he wants to know exactly what's been going on. What have I seen?
Yeah, why you took his phone?
What do I know? And where I've been. And I'm not saying anything. So you can imagine how he's responded. Then it gets to a point where he says to me, okay, I'm not going to help you look for your keys anymore. We're going downstairs. I said, no, we're not. I'm looking for my keys. He said, no, your keys might be downstairs. So I'm thinking to myself, why is he saying that my keys might be downstairs? But after he said that out of his mouth, he said, I want to know exactly where you were in this hotel. Why does it matter? You know you didn't have your phone, and you know I weren't here. I told you I was in the hotel, so why does it matter? But anyway, we went downstairs. I had my own reasons. Smart girl. Smart girl. Okay, just wait. So I went downstairs to the hotel, and I went to the concierge desk. Spoke to concierge, and I said, hi, I've lost my car keys. And the concierge, really great guy, he said to me, okay, no worries, I'm going to send somebody up to your suite to help you find the key.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, really nice. I said, great. And I said, but before that, the person standing next to me, I don't actually know who he is. He's not who I thought he is. So can you make sure that he can't get back into my hotel suite? Wow. His face was like thunder.
Oh, he could hear you.
He's standing next to me.
Girl.
He's standing next to me. So I said, yeah, I don't want this man next to me to be able to access my suite again. And they just looked at him and they said, "That's fine, madam. We'll send security up now. By the time you get up, they'll be there." So you can imagine his face.
Oh.
He was like, "What?"
Whoa. But I was like, "There, girl, you did that with your chest."
I did. What I did is not half of what he did. So let him feel how he feels from that. That's all I'm saying. So we got up to the hotel suite now, and he tries to access the door, but obviously there's 2 security men are waiting there outside my door, so that obviously I can go in, but they're not going to let him go in. So as I went in my room, he's trying to push the security men to get through the door. "Let me in, we can talk about this, blah blah blah." I said, "But wait a minute, I was in the elevator with you.
You had nothing to say, fam.
You had nothing to say. You basically ignored me. So carry on, stand outside the door." He's like, "No, I've got my stuff in there." I said, "Don't worry about it, I'll pass it you through the door." So I just picked up his stuff, passed it in through the door. Oh, before I did that, he was getting calls coming through. I could hear him having a conversation on the phone, and in this conversation, basically the woman who I was speaking to, who got the music teacher for her daughter, which is the woman she's living with, she had his stuff in big bags and was stripping it out on the street. As in that moment that was happening.
Oh, epic.
Imagine. I just felt like, oh well.
So while you're chucking his stuff out the door at the hotel room, she's chucking his stuff out the door in their home. My guy's sleeping on the streets tonight, fam.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Oh, it's epic. Poetic justice. Poetic justice.
Yeah, that's a nice way to see it, actually. I like that. Yeah, that was happening. I gave him his bag and he left. Done.
It can't be done.
Done.
It can't be done. Y'all didn't talk again and...
No.
Really?
Nothing.
My guy moving like a devil.
Nothing. But bear in mind, I've blocked him, blocked his family, and everything, so I don't want contact.
Yeah.
That is somebody that, it's not even like a friend you can't trust or a person you were with who cheated on you. This is a different level of, not was he just cheating with 1, 2, 3, 4. There was probably many
just
women.
4 you found in one day, or imagine if you had a week.
Including me.
Imagine if you had a week, yeah, including you. Imagine if you had a week, like you could have uncovered a whole football team.
It's just disgusting, really.
I can't get my head around the type of people that are actually able to keep these lies straight in their head for years. You must be some special kind of psychopath or sociopath, to be able to do this to different women, and like the lies, the level of lies. It's mad.
Actually pretending to be different people whilst he's with a particular person. He was pretending to be something that he's not.
Clearly not.
And so that's why I don't feel that passion to go and have a conversation or receive closure.
It's closed, fam. Like, you literally you're so lucky because that woman was willing to speak to you. Like, you got a lot of tea. You got the truth. You know, some people will never get that, you know. That's true. You got the truth. Because my guy, it's even good you don't even speak to him, because he would have found a way to formulate lie. No, it's my cousin, but she has mental health issues.
Exactly.
We've been trying to tell her for years that we're not together. He would have formulated one lie. He'd have got his mum to call you and tell you, you don't know how these people be moving.
That's how they do it.
That's how they do it. And the fam were in. Did you guys? What was the? You said you and the girl came to, like, you were trying to figure out what the reasoning was.
Oh yeah.
What were your theories? I want to know.
Yeah. So
passports.
Well, we were thinking this could be a consideration, but it wasn't that.
Okay.
Even if it was prior to meeting me, he'd already got that stuff sorted before, you know. So that was fine. So we were trying to think. I was trying to think. Okay, for this lady, what could it possibly be? One theory we came up with is just simple as somewhere to stay. Somewhere cheap.
That is honestly a very good motivator. You got a free place to stay.
Sad.
He's using her. That's terrible.
That was one. And then for me, we were thinking, okay, what could it be for me? And then we were saying, I didn't say this now because this is going to sound really arrogant. That's why I had to say we. But she was saying, because you're smart. And I said, okay, but what do you mean by that? She was like, well, when it came to, he was he had a job, but he wanted to do a career change. So he was applying for different kinds of roles, and I was supporting him in that. So did his CV, even like jobs. I was helping him to actually do the applications. And but then I said to her, but the thing is that we had already started our journey before he wanted to try and find jobs. So we're thinking, okay, maybe it's not smart. She was like, well, maybe it's your, you know, lifestyle, or and then I said, I don't know, we don't know about me, we're not sure about me, we think we might know about her, we're not sure about me. But when I had this conversation with a friend, I told one of my friends this situation, they said to me, which I never thought of, maybe he actually loved you.
And I don't believe. I'm sorry. Mate, fucking hell, mate. I was just telling Tan how I found out that one of my exes was a gay porn star. You know, when you can start feeling bad for yourself, you just know the rest of us have been through our own shit.
I cannot believe that. That must have been heartbreaking.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. Wasn't I wasn't heartbreaking because I didn't love him or anything like that.
It was a short.
I was just gobsmacked, like my jaw. What is this? So if you're gay, what are you doing with me?
That's
I don't
scary.
understand. But anyway, getting back to your story, like, so your friend says that maybe he loves you because you weren't giving him, you know, there wasn't really perhaps any financial lucrative benefit from it. But if he loved you, what was the excuse for the other two women that came after you? Because I can see maybe if he loved you but he didn't meet you until after the first woman, then he's stuck with her.
I like this logic.
But if he loved you, why were there two more after you?
It's so true.
No, it's not so love.
True. It's not love.
Do you want to hear my theory?
Yeah, tell me.
My theory.
Tell me.
We all know that one person will never have everything you're looking for.
I don't know if I believe that.
I do believe that. I do believe that. Most of us will accept this and realise that nobody's ever going to be perfect, and that 80%, use the 80-20 rule, 80% of everything on your list is more than enough. Idiots will leave 80 to chase the 20 that 80 doesn't have. That's an idiot right there. My guy sounds like he was trying to make the perfect 100 by bringing property, brains, sex. You know, what he wasn't getting from one, he was legit trying to get from
the other.
Everything.
Do you think?
So I think so. It sounds like my guy was trying to fulfill different needs with, because you and him were not physical in an intimate way. I guarantee you one of them was giving him intimacy.
Yeah, I agree.
The other one is giving him rents.
I know.
Like, he seemed to be, you know, so maybe the connection was deeper with you, that like, because you weren't giving him like, you know, the shallow things. Yeah. But it seemed like my guy was looking for different bits and bobs, 20%, 20%, 20%.
His mom would always be saying to me, I just want you guys to settle
what
down. It's now time to get married, then get a house for both of you, and then start a family. Where's my grandchildren, huh? Where's my grandchildren, huh? Did I do that well?
See, you did though, very good accent.
Thank you.
Come on, see, that's the bit I just can't get my head around. What kind of mother would actually be encouraging her son to have lead multiple women on and actually engage? She's like, okay,
with them.
Today I'll call girlfriend number 1.
Basically.
Okay, tomorrow is day for girlfriend number 2 call.
What kind of woman would do that to other women?
Other women. You people need to be careful how you're raising your own children or raising your own sons. Don't let them come and now fuck up my own daughter's life. Okay, let this nonsense end here. Okay? What? Guys, thank you so much, Tanisha, for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. I really feel like this is going to help people who watch it and think it's just you, because Choma came on and she had a very similar situation, you know. This guy had multiple women as well, and just what you said earlier, when you have that intuition, you have to trust it.
Go with it, ladies.
You have to trust it. Do not feel embarrassed, do not feel shy, do not make him feel like you're crazy if you investigate. I always used to say, trust is not like earned, it's found. If I search and I find nothing, I will find trust. If I search in that phone and there's nothing, I will have found trust. Okay? You know, like, that's how it's done. You know, investigate, make sure before you settle, before you give him money, before you give him passport, before you give him sex. My guy is not doing nonsense.
No, you got to be careful, ladies. And I do want to point out that coming on here wasn't that easy, because yes, I'm kind of being super open about my feelings, and it's hard, especially when it's been so recent. But I do hope that if there is somebody that has experienced this, feel free to just like get in contact, say what your story is, but also just know that you're not alone. And I feel so much stronger because of it. Because now I look at things from a whole new perspective. I might have been so, you know, I wouldn't say naive to the situation, but I do think because of the situation, it has then, it's gonna change things. It's gonna change the way I look at things. So,
and you know, we are all a bit naive. Let's be honest. Good people tend to be naive because you're like, I would never treat anybody like that. So you can't comprehend why somebody else would behave that. Like we are all a bit naive, but don't ever internalize it, because I feel like as women, we start to blame ourselves. Well, what did I do? Why wasn't I good enough? Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe no, it's not you. It's him.
It's him.
It's him. He got issues. He needs to go see therapists. You know, Mr. Frog, go see doctor. Okay? Guys, I'm Mimi of Justin Me. We've got Tanisha here. I'm going to put your socials, whichever ones you're comfortable with me sharing.
All right,
I'm going to put them on the screen. I'm also going to put her event planning business as well, because we are supporting Black Queens all day on this channel. Looking good.
Feeling good.
Hey, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks, girls, for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh boy, you shocked me today. Bye guys, bye guys. We gotta talk. I gotta ask her more questions.
And I'm a star. I believe, me I get paid you.